皆さんこんにちは。今回は2025年12月27日にサウジアラビアリヤドで開催されたナイト・オブ・ザ・サムライと銘打たれた興行で行われた井上尚弥 vs デビッド・ピカソ、中谷潤人 vs セバスチャン・エルナンデス。この2試合について語られた動画を翻訳しました。取り上げるのはDAZNボクシング、ザリングマガジン、Paulie TV、ティモシー・ブラッドリー・ジュニア。それぞれがこの2つの試合をどのように語っているのか。それでは見ていきましょう。
Wow, look at all that gold. In the end, that man there that you see on the screen, maybe the pound for pound king, Naoya Inoue, got the job done. He even got another special Ring magazine belt. Not that he needs any more belts. That man there, who I invited into the ring just to give a handshake. You know, I like a little bit of competition between the two. It will be a battle, I think, with those two for the next year as to who reigns supreme in boxing. Alexander Usyk and Naoya Inoue. Fantastic from Inoue this evening. All right, welcome to Beyond the Bell. Myself, Adi Ladipo, Amir Khan, Darren Barker. I think that was an elite performance. I know he was upset in the ring after, maybe because it is the first time in a long time that he's done back-to-back decisions, but that was still perfect from Inoue.
What are you apologising for? Yeah. It's ridiculous. I mean, we'll appreciate this. Yeah, you know, that was punch perfect. It really was. He fought. There's not often when you're fighting at this level that you get to cruise to victory. You know, he had the ability, if he wanted to go through the gears, and I think that's what he's apologising about. But I enjoyed that. I really did. The attacks to the body were class. The jab, everything he done was switched off. There was a few moments that he switched off, and Picasso was able to land a couple of shots. But for me, that was the masterpiece. We were assuming or asking, could Picasso find? But it wasn't. It was on the flip side. The champion reigns supreme, and it was a very good performance.
Yeah, and in the end of the day, Amir, I mean, let's not forget, Picasso is an unbeaten fighter who was worthy of this opportunity. And he tried, he was game, but every time he threw one or two, Inoue came back with 4s and 5s and 6s.
Yeah, credit goes to Picasso for putting a great show on. He pushed Inoue back at times, but Inoue was just too good. I mean, he was too classy, he was sharp, them body shots, head shots, I mean, he was just beating him to every punch.
It's almost like a body stab, isn't it? He really puts a lot of weight into those body shots.
We were sat ringside and we can hear the noise of them punches.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, wow, did he hear that noise? I mean, he has...
この試合の実況を担当したダレン氏は、井上選手のパンチをthunderous、雷鳴のような一撃と表現していました。
Quick first step. Big right hand there from Inoue.
He's just creeping the wrong direction. Picasso is moving on to that right hand. He's better off taking a little step to his right hand side, away from that thunderous right of Inoue. Is he there apparent when we're looking for new stars in the marquee division of boxing? But look at this. One of our marquee fighters. Look at that thunderous left to the body. Huge credit to Picasso. They're taking that. Look at this one right in the solar plexus of Picasso. He's taken them well. He's complained that he's been caught with those shots, but he's still there. He's not gone down. Brave effort, but this man here looking levels above.
Well, the body attack from Inoue tonight has been absolutely relentless as we look at a supercut of some of that work, Darren.
And they've really damaged not just the physical frame of Picasso, but the spirit of the Mexican. They've been thunderous shots coming in from all angles, taps upstairs, drops to the body, and I really feel if this is going to end inside the distance, it will be work to the body.
他の実況者たちもそれぞれの言葉で井上選手のパンチ力やスピードを表現しています。続けて見てみましょう。
Because you just look at Picasso's legs and they don't have nearly the same strength and steadiness they had in the early rounds. Those body shots are pulverizing.
There's so much speed and precision.
Just electric hand speed on Inoue as you see him go to the body. In that quiet opening round, a hallmark of Inoue fights.
最後に実況ではピカソ選手の名前にかけて画家パブロ・ピカソになぞらえた表現も出てきました。
Can Picasso paint a masterpiece, so to speak, and do the unthinkable here in the main event?
人によって言葉の選び方が違うので実況を聞くのも楽しいですね。
I mean, he has power, he has speed, movement, you name it. But I just feel that Picasso just fell short this time. He did a great job though. Honestly, when you look at the fight, he did not give up. every minute of the fight, he was still there in front of him.
Yeah, you wonder if Picasso, if that's any other super bantamweight not named Inoue, you wonder if Picasso maybe would have got his hand raised, because he did look really good in there,
yeah.
Darren.
And there was moments you felt he was trying to grow into the contest, but it was just the class and the level of Inoue that just stopped his man building any momentum. But against anyone else, you feel he could have been a real hard night's work. I don't want to discredit anything that Picasso's done there. He tried, he dared to be great. He was just in there with an elite level fighter. Look, just didn't have the one punch power, because he's delivered a nice left hook there. And look, again, I said it with Nakatani, you're always learning still with 31 bouts under your in your career, you're still having to learn. And there's a couple of moments there where he took a couple of silly shots, but generally that was a fantastic performance.
I want to stick with you, Darren. Obviously, the co-main event was Nakatani versus Sebastian Hernandez, and Hernandez, I thought, did really well. I thought maybe unlucky not to get the W.
Today, yeah, what a treat to be ringside again, to see Naoya Inoue live and in the flesh. And like we just talked about, Mike, I mean, nothing for Inoue to apologize for, but when you get those elite operators in anything in life, they are perfectionists, as you said on the air.
Yeah, again, that's what makes Naoya Inoue so great. You know, he's so disappointed he didn't get the knockout, but we're not disappointed at all. It was an honor to watch him ringside. And again, there's no layer into his game that is not at the very top of the sport. The head movement, the angles, the punch output, the hand speed. So I can't wait to see more of him, whether it's against Nakatani or really anybody.
Yeah, as we said earlier in the broadcast, he just doesn't have to negotiate between anything when he puts his strategy together in the ring. And I think we have to resist that urge sometimes of boiling every fight down to a referendum based on whether there was a knockout or not. There was a double tough guy in there, and David Picasso, who didn't give him a lot of openings, but Inoue did exactly what he wanted to do seemingly every moment of that fight.
No question, and I want to give credit to Picasso, because, you know, there are no losers in this fight, really. Even though there's an official loser, this is the rare opportunity, rare time, I think, even though I had it a shutout, where I was impressed by Picasso, and I think he beats a lot of fighters. And again, like I said on ringside, I want to see Picasso against Sebastian Hernandez.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Put those two together, because the expectation still, I would assume, Mike, is that Inoue and Nakatani will face off in May. Of course, Nakatani has to wait for that eye to heal as well. I'll be interested to see how much damage was done in that one, but I think we can comfortably start looking ahead towards that fight. And do you think maybe some of the aura around Nakatani has kind of been scrubbed off after that performance against Hernandez?
You have to say that it has had, Corey. You know, all of us going in thought that Nakatani was going to win going away. He was a massive favorite, and again, Hernandez shows us why you fight the fights. I had it a draw, could have went either way. Nakatani, though, weight classes exist for a reason, and the size and power he had at 118 and 115 and below didn't really show tonight.
Yeah, exactly, and we're looking. We looked a moment ago there at the tail of the tape, and you know, we thought that Nakatani, and he did. He grew into 122, but as you just pointed out, maybe that physicality, that way that he was able to bully fighters at lower weight classes, it's possible he can't quite do that anymore.
Right, and also there's also the possibility, right, that Sebastian Hernandez just happens to be a really good fighter. We don't know yet. We need more of a sample size. That was his first time fighting on this level.
However, let's keep Sebastian Hernandez on my television screen as often as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, let's send it back up to Ade and the bunch.
Thank you very much, guys. Again, fantastic job on comms. Great to work with you guys today. Let's close this one out. There was a lot of conversation about Inoue, whether or not, if he won today, could he oust Terence Crawford from the Fighter of the Year spot? Crawford obviously going up so much weight to beat Canelo. 4 fights versus a super fight. What do you say?
The bigger win, obviously, was against Canelo, without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm just going for activity there. I'm going for the 4 fights. I think the way he's just capped off a brilliant year in style wins it for me. But I can see why somebody would say that one significant fight over Canelo, that win, and the way he's just sailed off into the sunset, retired.
He'll be back.
No. I'm saying he's completed boxing there, but this man's not going far from completing it too.
By the way, FanZone have voted Inoue Fighter of the Night. No surprise there, even though there was a couple of other good performances as well. I'll ask you the same question. Amir, you've gone up in weight. You know how difficult it is. You also know how difficult it is to have several fights in a year, championship fights. Which one takes it for you, Inoue or Crawford?
It's a hard one, because look, I like Crawford the way he fights, obviously going up and down weight divisions, fighting the best pound for pound guys. beating them and making it look very easy. Especially the last fight against Canelo. Canelo obviously was, a lot of people thought he was going to destroy Crawford, but it was the opposite that happened. But in this fight,
I was waiting for the butt. I knew there was going to be a butt coming.
But this fight was amazing. I mean, I have just become a massive fan of Inoue. I think, wow, punch perfect, speed, power. We were sat ringside. I could hear them heavy shots landing, but he was so calm as well while he was in the ring. Calm and just like at ease. Like when he wanted to up the game, he'd up it. You know what I mean? So he was in control of the whole fight from start to finish. When it comes down to pound for pound, who the number one is.
There we go. I was saying, he's sitting on the fence here.
Wait, he's sitting on the fence. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I think, I don't want to say it because, but don't want the other side to get upset.
It's close, and I mean, that's
it's
why.
It's a close one. We give it 50-50 on the
we
fence.
can do that. It's almost 1A, 1B as opposed to 1 and 2.
Lewis Art for the Ring magazine here with Eddie Hearn. We've just seen Naoya Inoue beat David Picasso in a decision. Just first things first, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, very good fighter. I mean, Picasso, lovely guy, very talented fighter, but Inoue's just too good. You know, he's so cool under pressure. He played with him at times, you know, took a few in the last round, pretty much won every single round. Probably would have liked to see him step on it a little bit more, but did it with ease against a very good fighter in Picasso.
Do you think what we saw there is a guy who's been particularly active and is like at the end of almost, not tired?
Yeah, four times in 1 year is exceptional. I mean, every sort of top tier fighter should be looking at that activity. There's very few fighters in that top, you know, 10 pound for pound who fight 3 times a year, let alone 4 times a year. Some people not even 2 times a year. So yeah, you know, perhaps a long year. But, you know, Picasso's a very good fighter. It's not just, it's like Akhmadaliev, you know, it's not just easy to walk through these guys. That's a couple of points decisions now for Naoya Inoue. There'll be other fighters out there that think, you know, they can do well against him. Nakatani, of course, Jesse Bam Rodriguez as well. And it's going to be interesting to see what the future holds.
Yeah, Bam's name got mentioned there. What did you make of that, I guess?
I think it's a hell of a fight. I mean, look, you know, it's difficult to pick holes in Inoue. He's a fantastic fighter, but I'm watching that thinking, I like Jesse's chances. You know, it's a hell of a fight. I mean, you're talking about right now, pound for pound, number 2 and 3, really, in Inoue and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. So Jesse hopefully will get that shot at the undisputed. I mean, obviously disappointed that Taraji's fight fell through, but we'll try and make that fight with Garcia. You know, will he go to bantam first before super bantam? Probably, but maybe this time next year we could be looking at that fight.
Last couple from myself. What did you make of the 118, 110 and Nakatani fight?
Yeah, mad. I thought it was a very, very close fight. I'd probably just about give it to Hernandez. I mean, I don't think he really lost many rounds from round 6. Maybe the 10th, I think, or the 9th, I can't remember. But, you know, Nakatani dominated the first half of the fight, but it's just a bit sickening when you see 118, 110. Yeah. It's impossible for that to be the scorecard. 115, 113 either way, I think is a fair card. But, yeah, I thought the Mexican was fantastic. Started slow, but got going. I thought it was a great fight.
Yeah, follow on from myself.
YouTube 番組、ウンダウンドマスで、ジェシーバ・モロドリゲス選手のトレーナーであるロバート・ガルシア氏が、ホストのエリック・モラレス氏から、井上尚弥選手との対戦について聞かれ、こう語りました。井上がとんでもない選手なのは分かっている。世界を喜ばせるため、あるいはプロモーターが提示してきたからといって、いきなり2階級飛ばして挑むのは、よく考えないといけない。その上で、バムが4団体統一を目指していることを踏まえ、まず年明けの3月、遅くとも4月にウィリバルド・ガルシア選手と戦い、その後は7月か8月にバンタム級で一戦挟んでから、手応え次第で井上拓真選手やクリスチャン・ジスパ・メディナ・ヒメネス選手といった相手を視野に入れる考えを示しました。
What's up, guys? Paulie Malignaggi for Paulie TV. Listen, I'm not a bingo player, but if I was a bingo player, you know what would not have been on my bingo card today would have been Nakatani and Inoue both going the distance. Crazy, crazy day in Riyadh. Good, obviously, results where they won. If you're tuning in, you obviously know that. But not in the way that we would have expected for these wins to come. First of all, Nakatani, I mean, the guy Hernandez was just the crazy, crazy pace. That fight was a crazy pace. He was taking hard shots. He was returning fire. He really gave Nakatani a tough go. But Nakatani's first fight at 122 pounds, Junto Nakatani struggles to that decision win. You could almost make a case for the other guy to win, you know, Hernandez to have won the fight. It was kind of crazy. It was really a difficult fight to to score come the end of it. Early on, Nakatani I thought was doing well. Listen, I was noticing something that the broadcast wasn't bringing out. The pace was just being brought out by Hernandez was too fast. And Nakatani, it was like, was he going to be able to carry this pace or not? He was using that lead right hand jab hand just to establish some distance, where you kind of pull with it to establish distance. And he's got an excellent left uppercut. And obviously he goes to the body well, and he throws some other good shots well. And he was doing that, but he wasn't getting the respect of Hernandez at all. Hernandez kept bringing that pressure, high guard, nothing too fancy, but a very determined style nonetheless. And he really brought a really fast pace to Nakatani. And eventually, Nakatani was made to be uncomfortable. He started getting hit himself. It debilitated into a real tough physical fight. Nakatani gets the win, but I think it leaves more questions about him than anything else, especially at 122 pounds, his first fight at 122 pounds. Listen, I don't want to start going too crazy, but that was a fast pace, bro. That was a fast pace, and he took some clean shots, Hernandez. You start to wonder about these guys and just my personal opinion, but again, you start to wonder about what kind of drug testing there was for this fight and so on and so forth. Granted, this sport is just rife with all these PEDs, but
ここで出てくるペットとは、パフォーマンスエンハンシングドラッグス、競技力向上薬の略で、ドーピングで問題になる禁止薬物の総称です。筋力や回復力を上げたり、減量を助けたりする目的で使われることがあります。海外ニュースサイト、ザ・スポーツスターには、薬物検査で、禁止物質の検出が報じられた選手を扱った記事が掲載されていました。記事では、ライアン・ガルシア選手、フェルナンド・バルガス氏、カネロ・アルバレス選手、エリック・モラレス氏、パーネル・ミテカー氏、ロイ・ジョーンズ・ジュニア氏、タイソン・ヒューリー選手などの名前が紹介されています。先ほどのポーリー氏の、この競技自体がペットだらけなのは分かってる、という発言は、元世界チャンピオンとして第一線で戦ってきたポーリー氏だからこそ、競技の現実を見てきた上での言葉だったのかもしれません。
Granted, this sport is just rife with all these PEDs, but that was a really fast pace. And that guy was taking some hard shots early on and just taking them like they were cupcakes, honestly. Just taking them like they were cupcakes, bringing the pace, and then not just taking them, because one thing to take them is another thing where you keep full energy and continue to bring a pace and continue to really excel the pace, level up the pace. So those shots are not only not hurting you, they're not even slowing you down, So that's what was happening there. Now, I thought Nakatani landed some really good shots, was doing a good job on creating space for himself to get leverage on those punches, but nothing. You got to give credit to Hernandez, at least for the mindset in the very least, regardless. He was refusing to be broken. He kept coming forward. But again, to be able to bring that kind of pace to Nakatani despite the shots he took early on, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore in this freaking sport, man. But nonetheless, it was a good fight. Again, it leaves more questions than anything else, especially Nakatani at 122 pounds. How do you rate Nakatani at 122 pounds? So I know a lot of people that were saying they thought that Nakatani might be a real threat to Inoue and he would beat Inoue, So this fight sort of leaves you wondering. But I will say, Naoya Inoue has a completely different style. It's not going to be that bring a fast pace to Nakatani constantly. It's going to be more of a technical fight between Inoue and Nakatani if and when they do fight. So I'm not sure that the struggles here in this fight today for Nakatani are something that you overthink too much. I know some people that I know are kind of are thinking a little bit too much now and say that, or they may have even changed their pick from Nakatani to Inoue when that fight does happen. But I'm not quite so sure about that. Not that I was picking Nakatani or Inoue yet. I really hadn't really made up my mind who would win between them. I thought it was a good fight anyway. I don't think it's an easy fight to pick, but I do think that I do think that it's a completely different style. You're going to see Inoue fight with Nakatani than you did Hernandez today. I thought Nakatani did a solid job of, again, getting off those good punches, hard punches. It was just he couldn't get the respect, and that's something that will lead you to think something's going into the Inoue fight. But remember, Inoue does get hurt. Inoue has been down at this weight class, so you land those hard shots, clean hard shots like that on Inoue. I think he's gonna have to respect that power of Nakatani more so than Hernandez did today. Now, Naoya Inoue took on David Picasso in another surprising result in that this one also went the distance. Can you imagine Nakatani and Inoue both going the distance? Would have been crazy odds if you're a gambler. But Inoue won the fight going away. I don't know. He didn't get asked the question in the post-fight interview, but to me it seemed like Inoue's right hand may have been bothering him. Again, just assuming here because we didn't get any confirmation. It's not like the post-fight interview or the broadcast ever actually brought out something that was obvious, which was that Inoue was actually not throwing his right hand many times when he could have. Was going left hand heavy. Even when he had Picasso up against the ropes a lot of times, he didn't throw the right hand or barely throw a right hand. So I'm not quite sure that, just my assumption, but I'm not quite sure that anyway he had not at least heard or tweaked his right hand in this fight. And that might be why David Picasso was able to go the distance. But also Picasso did some crafty, clever things, made himself a moving target even when he was standing still. A lot of up and down rotational movement, hip and up and down change of level movement when he was stuck up against the ropes and when he was in front of Inoue. So Inoue couldn't get to him too clean. When he got stuck against the ropes, also he made himself a small target by staying low. He would change the level by going up and then back down. Just things that weren't giving Inoue any threat to lose the fight, but they were giving Inoue problems as far as tracking him down and getting to him cleanly. Inoue was going to the body very well. I thought Picasso took some really tremendous body shots, and you got to credit him for taking those well, because I didn't think that somebody could stand up to body shots like that, at least not for 12 rounds. I was watching the fight and thinking to myself, okay, these body shots are landing pretty hard here and there. He may be a difficult target to hit to the head. And when he does get hit to the head, he fires right back. So he's got that fighting spirit, and he wasn't really respecting the power of Inoue the way you would expect. But I was thinking to myself that those body shots are getting him pretty cleanly, and maybe one or two of them may start to really debilitate him and may lead to a late stoppage. But you got to give David Picasso credit. He was crafty in there. He made Inoue think, and he was able to take Inoue the distance. Inoue goes the distance for the second time in 3 fights. Personally, again, with Akhmadaliev, I think it was less surprising. Akhmadaliev is a really tough, crafty guy, and I kind of expected that to go the distance. But with this fight, I didn't expect it. But you got to give Picasso credit for being crafty, but also I do think, my personal opinion, I do think that there was something up with Naoya Inoue's right hand. He was not throwing it. If you watch that fight, he's not throwing it in clean spots when he did. Right hands could be thrown, or even combinations could be thrown. A lot of times he's actually repeating left hands, like jabbing, hooking, going to the body, all with the same hand, and not throwing a right hand, even when Picasso is sort of trapped up against the rope. So I thought, and when he did go to the body, when he did go use the right hand, a lot of times it was to the body. He did throw it to the head, but again, just not in the fluid, ferocious way, consistent way that he usually does throw these punches when he's at his destructive best, when he is the monster, So regardless, I thought it was a well-schooled performance for Naoya Inoue. We saw some other wrinkles to him with his boxing, with his jab, and just punch selection and whatnot. He had to get a little bit creative with the lead hand, because he wasn't using the right hand as much as I would have liked to see. So, and he goes the distance. He goes 12 rounds. So that I think there's a positive in that as well, going to 12 rounds for the second time in 3 fights. You've seen Inoue's ability to both box and punch now, because now you're seeing him go more rounds, and you're seeing his boxing ability coming to the forefront as well. What do you think, man? Does this fight happen in May? Does Nakatani and Hernandez, the way that fight played out, I think Nakatani and Hernandez could possibly even go for a rematch. I mean, let's see what comes of it, because again, I'm a little bit suspicious of also Hernandez. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean, you know me, I'm a suspicious guy when it comes to certain things. And Hernandez was taking some hard shots, and not only not going down and not even feeling them, but also continuing to bring a faster and faster pace to Nakatani. It's one thing if you're not affected by not getting hurt. It's another thing that you're not affected by, they don't even affect you as far as bring down your energy levels. That's crazy. But nonetheless, I thought Nakatani fought well, but had to struggle. I thought Inoue fought well, had to think a little more. And my conclusion is I'd still like to see Nakatani and Inoue, but I'm not sure. I can't really pick a winner. There's question marks about both that come out of today. Maybe more question marks than we may have expected, I'd say, But you know, there's still a lot to think about. I do think I don't think the fight lost any luster. I think people would be interested in still seeing the fight between Nakatani and Inoue. I think it's still a major play. Does it still happen in May now? Nakatani had a tough fight. Inoue, again, personally, I think he's got some issues with the right hand that he may need to address. Maybe an injury or something. So the fight's scheduled for May, but I'm not sure. Let's see if the fight does happen in May. And do these guys, Picasso and Hernandez, do they start to now adjust? Have they sort of signaled their arrival? That's what I want to say. That they sort of signaled their arrival in the 122-pound division as well. They gave these guys a decent test, you know, a better test than was expected at least. And where do they fit in the 122-pound picture? I know I worked with Ramon Cardenas' fight the other week, and he gave Nakatani he gave Inoue a tough fight back in May. He's also a sparring partner for Nakatani. Would you want to see Picasso or Hernandez against Ramon Cardenas? You know, that could be a pretty interesting fight as well. So the weight class starting to get really interesting. Inoue, Nakatani starting to close in on each other. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Let me know what you think of the fights. Let me know if you were surprised at the way the results happened. Do you want to still see this matchup between Nakatani and Inoue? Who's your pick? And what do you think of these guys that lost to these guys today? Where do they stand in the 122-pound division?
Yo, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the damn rest. Yeah, man. What the hell going on with these people, man? I just watched the Inoue fight. What the hell y'all watching? What the hell this dude didn't do? What the hell this dude do wrong? He beat the brakes off of Picasso. That Inoue be in there playing with these opponents, man. That's how that's how great he is. He be in there playing with these dudes. Inoue be in there to be working on his new dance step. That's what he be doing. He be working on a new dance step every time he step foot in that damn ring. It's too easy for him. What don't y'all understand? Shit, he get bored in there. Shit, the ballers know, the ones that the trill ones, the ones that are the best, they know. They know. You the best at playing football in your area. You the best at playing I almost said Nintendo, but you know what I'm saying, the Xbox and all of that stuff. You the best at it. Can't nobody see you. Can't nobody see you on the Madden. You know what I'm saying? This shit is easy. You only allow what you want them to do. What you want them to do in the game. That's the only time they either score because you over there just messing around, trying to have fun, trying to entertain yourself. That's what Inoue be doing inside the damn ring. He just be in there trying to entertain his damn self. And at the same time, when it was tell me a fighter out there, man, that can make the shit look so easy, beautiful, and also entertaining at the same damn time. Name a fighter, please. Name a fighter. I name when Terrence Crawford does the same thing. Yeah, Terrence Crawford do the same thing. The competition ain't nothing for him. Competition ain't nothing for Inoue. Yeah, so I'm looking for somebody to come test this man. Everybody keep talking about Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, Bam, you bring your ass up to 122 and you come see this damn monster. Oh, bring your ass up, Bam. Oh yeah, come up and see this monster, Bam. You thought Palmer was tough. Shit, you get in there with Inoue, man. Shit, it's gonna be the fight of your life. Hey, you got skills, Bam. You got defense, footwork, all that stuff, boy. But I'm letting you know, Inoue ain't got no quit in him. Inoue got that dog in him. Inoue got skills. Yeah. And you might just be the only one that gonna test this dude at 122. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm about to watch Nakatani next. You know, because I'm hearing a lot of people talk about his performance. You know what I mean? So, look, I thought it was a damn good performance by Inoue. Damn, shit, the dude didn't even, Inoue was sitting directly in front of this dude. The dude didn't even want to punch. Inoue took everything away from this dude. The only time Picasso would land anything was when Inoue allowed him to. Inoue could have easily outboxed him, didn't even get touched at all. But shit, he going for the knockout. That's what Inoue does. He tries to go for the knockout. But this dude was tough. You know, he Hispanic. He tough as hell. He took body shots, uppercuts, left hooks, right hands. I mean, all night long. And sometimes these guys just don't want to go. And that's just what it is. This was a tough-ass prospect, right? This is opportunity, right? Of a lifetime, man, to try to beat this man, but he Inoue in there playing with him. It's crazy. So don't listen to these people, man. These other people that be talking, trying to put this man Inoue is cold, man. Cold. I'm letting y'all know. Cold. That was a hell of a performance by Inoue. He didn't get the stoppage, but damn, I was like, man, what he gonna do? Shit, I was waiting on him to do a damn backflip and then punch the man. Shit, I was waiting on him to do a windmill or something in the ring, get up and punch the dude. Shit, that's how good Inoue is. Anyway, man, I'm Tim Desert Storm Bradley. You already know the damn rest, and I'm out.
As always, to be joined by Nick Ball. Nick, first of all, how are you?
I'm all good, thanks. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. Obviously, it's not Dubai here. Snowing, cold, but settled in all right back at home?
Yeah, that's it. Settled in back home. It's good to be home with all my people and in training for the fight, which is the main thing. So looking forward to that, yeah.
The last time we spoke, I think it was